Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Emma Arletta, and today we are getting into a question that has been asked many a times in my DMs anytime I share that I had a breast reduction about 6 years ago now. Every woman who possibly might want one wants to know, where did you get it? How much was it? Was it worth it? How was the scarring? How was recovery? Like, there's so many questions that go along with a big decision. It's a big decision to make, to get a surgery on your body to alter its looks. So I get it. I hear you. And today is the day that I'm sitting down. I have all of my notes here. I let you guys ask any question you wanted over on Instagram. And so I'm going to get into the nitty gritty of a breast reduction surgery. So first thing is first is I'm going to give you my information of why I did it, where I did it, the pricing, and then we'll break it into 3 sections. We'll do pre-op, how to prepare, what you need to buy, all those kind of things, the day of surgery, what I think would be helpful to have, recovery, so right after surgery, and then the last part, I'm going to give you a rundown of how I feel about the surgery 6 years later, now that I've been able to fully recover, live in my body. I've gained weight, I've lost weight, so I feel like I'm very qualified to talk on this subject. So first is me and my situation. Why did I want a breast reduction? I was, I think, 21, 22 when I finally asked my parents. I was like, I'm so done. I felt like at 21, 22, my boobs looked like I had nursed 5 children. Like, they were very saggy. My nipples were huge. I did have back pain when I would work out, but not to the point, like, that wasn't the like driving factor of getting the surgery. For me, was the aesthetics of it. I was young. I'm still young. I wanted my body to reflect of that, of being young. And I knew my boobs were only going to get saggier as I got older. And so I was like wanting to wait until I had kids to do it. But I'm like, why am I doing that? Like, I'm in my dating era. Like, I'm in college. I'm living my life. And if I'm feeling so insecure about part of my body that it's really affecting my day-to-day mental health, then why not look into a solution? Or not a solution, but like something that could possibly help it, right? So for me, it wasn't pain in my back. For me, it was aesthetics. But I did tell my surgeon that my back was hurting, because it was, but like that wasn't my reason why, you know? But of course, when they're taking your case to insurance to possibly get it approved, they need reasons. And if you just say, I don't like my nipples being big, your insurance probably is not going to approve it. So you kind of have to like make sure your reasoning you give them, you got to give them the whole picture. But since we're on YouTube and it's just me and you and I've had my surgery already, I did it because I wanted my body to look like the age that I was. And I felt like my boobs were ruining that. Okay. When did I do it? 6 years ago. How did I find my surgeon? So surgeon research is the biggest thing for before your surgery. You have to find somebody that you trust. You have to find somebody who you like the work they've done in the past. And those 2 things are so important. So I, being young and naive, only went to 1 consultation with 1 surgeon because I had a friend who got a breast reduction, loved her results. She was so happy she did it. And so it was more of a referral thing where she was like, hey, my surgeon's really good. It was in Kansas. So it was about an hour away from where I grew up because I was home for the summer from college. So it was a drive, and I would say go somewhere that you feel most comfortable. If you live in a small town and you're like, there's no surgeon here who knows how to do a really bomb breast reduction, then travel for it. But make sure you plan, which we'll talk about in the recovery part. Make sure that you plan time, because the last thing you want to be doing is traveling while you're in pain after surgery. So you do have to, like, if you're going to go into a bigger city because you want to have a really good surgeon, you need to also like cost out like everything that you're going to have to be doing, which is food after the surgery, your stay, all those things. So just make sure when you are making the decision of where you want to get your surgery done, that the surgeon is good, you love their work. The biggest thing is bringing a picture of that surgeon's work, okay? It's good to have pictures of like the boobs that you want, but the best way to do it is to show them work that they've already done previously, and they should be able to give you photos of their previous work. Obviously, if it's not on social media, because like sometimes things, can't be shown on socials. They typically have like a binder where you literally can flip through and be like, oh, my boobs look like that now, and I love how hers look after, so that they can get like a good picture of what you're wanting. But I would say shop around. It's a huge decision. So that's something that I do regret. I wish I would have shopped around a little bit more. But I don't regret going with my surgeon. Like if I could go back in time, I still would have gone with him. Because it's just like, it was the most convenient for where I was at, you know? Pricing and insurance. So my breast reduction was approved through my insurance. And the biggest thing that people, I feel like, forget to mention is, and this could be different state to state, but how it worked in Missouri was, if you go and you get a consult and the doctor says, yes, I think we should do the breast reduction, you seem to be a great candidate, you're healthy for the surgery, all those things, then they will submit to your insurance. And you better tell them to submit to your insurance. Even if they tell you the insurance might not approve it, they should still submit to your insurance. There's no harm in submitting. It's not going to like change anything about your policy. So always have them submit it, and then ask them to write a letter of like recommendation. So my surgeon wrote to my insurance and was like, Emma really needs this. I can tell it's stressing her out. I don't really know what he said in it, but that helped. But the thing that was messed up with me is there's a 90-day, like you have to book your surgery within 90 days of your consultation. So that doesn't mean you can't go get a consult if you're not trying to get your surgery in the next 90 days. But if you're truly serious about getting a surgery like in the next 90 days or like soon, you're like, and you think your insurance might cover it, the timeline matters. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, you can go get a consult and then not book your surgery, and you're like, that doesn't matter. It's not going to like hurt anybody. But if you're like really serious about it, like really think about the timeline of like when you would want to get it done, because that is going to matter. So what happened with me was I went to my surgeon. I got my stuff submitted to insurance. Insurance came back and actually said, you are approved, but we didn't book it within the next 90 days because in the next 90 days, I was still on my parents' insurance and my dad's insurance was changing. So then I had to go back and redo the whole process. So then I had to go back, do another consultation, and they told me my new insurance was not going to approve me. They never approved cases like this. And I'm like, that's fine, but still submit. Let's just try it and see. And guess what? They approved me. So it was covered by insurance. It all has to do with like your body weight. Like when you go in to your consultation, what they're going to kind of do is they're going to take measurements. They are going to take photos. So make sure you're like prepared that you're going to have to do that. And that whoever you bring with you, like I brought my mom and it was fine for her to be in the room with me. But like if you don't feel comfortable with your mom watching you take nude photos, then have her step out, right? Like just be prepared. But this is how it went for me. He came in, he asked how I was doing. He was like, why do you want to get the surgery? What's your, the history? And then he took measurements from like my neck, the tip of my nipples. And this was like no bra, bare chest. Measurements from like, they really just kind of like feel around. And that's kind of it. And then they just say, okay, thanks for the information. We will reach back out to you with if you can book or not. Like if your insurance approves it, if you want to book it, whatever. So the consult is not scary, but you should be prepared to obviously have the doctor professional like really be in your business. And if at any point during your consultation you feel like the surgeon is a creep or weird, do not book them. Go find a different surgeon because not all doctors are created equal. So I will just say that much. I've heard horror stories. But my insurance approved it, but this was back 6 years ago. So before 2020. So this was like pre-COVID, probably 2018, 2019. My breast reduction surgery in the state of Kansas was $6,000. And that was with everything included, anesthesia, pre-op, post-op, all those kind of things. So what kind of sucks is let's say your insurance approves it. Most people still have a deductible. So at the time, my parents' deductible for my health care was $6,000. So although insurance covered it, they still had to pay the full surgery because I hadn't met my deductible for the year. So as you're planning things out, like maybe do your surgery towards the end of the year when you're closer to your deductible. So then maybe you only have to pay like $3,000. I've had friends recently who have got the surgery done, and the rates are obviously more expensive. So I would say that this surgery, from my knowledge, okay, don't quote me on this, but this is just from what I know, the surgery can range anywhere from 6,000, I would say, up to probably 20,000, depending on if you get any add-ons. Like sometimes people will get lipo just here on the side because your fat does kind of end up like pooling a little bit on the sides. And I do wish that I would have known that before, because I definitely would have had them lipo a little bit to where my boobs would have sat a little bit more forward. But definitely something to ask your surgeon, like while you're inquiring, if they also include side lipo or if you can throw that in there. Okay, that's kind of all the information on me. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments. I'll definitely be chatting with you guys to answer any questions. But let's get into, let's say you book your surgery, you're ready to go, you have your, you're like, okay, my surgery is coming up in a few months. This is like, what do I need to know? This is what I would give you for information for pre-op. Things to buy and things to start doing to help your recovery go smoother. Okay? So for pre-op, here are some things that you need to make sure you either have or go out and buy. You're only going to want to wear things that either button up the front, zip up the front. Like I wore like Skims pajamas after my surgery, not Skims, but you know what I'm saying, like the button up pajamas that were really like loose and airy, because you're going to be spending a lot of time in bed and you will not be able to lift your arms above your head to get clothes on and off. So you need something that can just kind of like fall off the back of you. So like what I wore to surgery, I wore a zip up hoodie and some like lightweight sweatpants, and that's what I wore home from surgery as well. You can wear pajamas home from surgery, but just make sure whatever it is, you want the front to be able to open up. And you also want it to be lightweight because you're going to be in bed for a while after surgery, and you don't want to be in something that's going to make you sweat, right? That's like not uncomfortable and not good for your incisions. So make sure you have pieces that button up the front. And then I would like take them, like, mentally note what you have, but take it out of your closet, take it out of your pajama drawer, have them clean, have them folded and like ready for after surgery. Like have your post-surgery pile of clothes like ready to go, as well as underwear. And your surgeon will tell you what bras you need to get for after surgery. They'll also provide you with them. But it's nice to have because you'll have to like wash them and stuff. For underwear, don't wear underwear that like, obviously is compressive. Like that's going to be hard to pull down because it's like hard to move after surgery. You want to kind of have like like I would get a couple pairs of underwear that like you like size up a little bit in. Like get some cotton undies, granny panties, and like size up one size so that they kind of come on and off like really easily. The next thing is a pillow triangle cube. So if you look up on Amazon, surgery recovery pillow, it's like the triangle, it like looks like this shape. It goes like this. It's like an inclined pillow. You're going to have to sleep inclined after the surgery. And for me, what I did was we just like stacked up the pillows that we had. So if you're trying to save money, you definitely can still just use a lot of pillows you have at home. But I do find the pillow cube is really helpful in like getting you elevated with just like one pillow, So if you have it in your budget, get a surgery recovery pillow. And then this doesn't cost any money. This is a free tip. Start sleeping on your back months before your surgery. As the minute you find out what your surgery date is, start training your body to fall asleep on your back, because this is going to be your setup after surgery. You're going to be inclined. You're going to want a pillow underneath each arm to raise your arms. Something about having your arms here is a lot more comfortable. When your arms are like down behind you like you would normally sleep, it kind of pulls on your incisions. So the most comfortable is to be inclined, pillows underneath your arms, sleeping kind of like you're in a recliner almost. And if you are a side sleeper or a belly sleeper, it's going to be miserable after surgery because you can't fall, like you literally cannot, like that's the position you have to sleep in. So train your body now to sleep in that position. And it's crazy because now post-op 6 years later, I still sleep like that. Like it's still my most comfortable sleep. I don't know what it is, but I love to sleep a little bit elevated with pillows underneath my arms. Of course, I can sleep on my side and my belly now. It's comfortable, but I still love sleeping like that. So train yourself to do that. Another thing that I think would be really helpful is to practice getting out of your bed without using your arms. So after surgery, you have to like obviously get up to go pee and stuff, and you're in this position and you're in a lot of pain. So when you go to sit up, you cannot use your arms to push yourself to scoot off the bed, which you don't even realize that you do day to day because your body just functions normally. So start practicing sitting up and like scooting your butt with your legs to get in and out of bed. Like practice getting into bed, practice getting out of bed. It's going to help you so much because it's just like almost like any type of motor movement with your muscles. Your body will remember. Let me grab a little coffee. Your body will remember how to do that. And if you feel like you're a little bit more coordinated on how to get in and out of bed before surgery, it's going to help you so much. Make sure that you have before, during pre-op, who is going to be taking care of you 24/7. You need somebody 24/7 to be there with you, I would say, for the first 5 days. Do not let anybody, don't say, yeah, I think I'm good. You can leave now. No. Because you're probably going to be on pain meds for the first 5 days. You might start dwindling off them before that, but there's so many medications that you have to take. There's so much help that you're going to need. You cannot prepare your own food. Like you need 24/7 help for the first 5 days. So it's okay if you need people to come and go, but never have a time where you're by yourself. Okay? Fly your mom in, have a friend, like go every day. One friend gets to come over and whoever it is, but you need to have one person to be there with you as your help for 5 days. The last 3 things that I think would be really helpful to just have set up in your room before you go into surgery is you're going to want to have a notepad for tracking your medications. So you need, I think a pen and paper is the best way to do it, and just make a little grid. The doctor's going to give you all the medicine, like they'll have you pick it up. They'll run you through everything. But when you're taking multiple medications and like one of them might be every 4 hours, one of them might be every 8 hours, you have to have a log, especially if you're having different people care for you. Like you need to have a log that everybody can see. And it also helps you make sure you stay on top of your medicine because you don't want to go time in between popping the pain pills, because it does matter. The pills really help. So you want a notepad and pen in whatever room you're going to be sleeping in. If you're going to be in a bed, get a little basket or something that can set beside you that your caregiver can put like a snack in, your water bottle in, something that like you could just reach over and get what you need to kind of help you have some independence and also make you feel like, okay, if I need a snack or I need some water, like it's right here. I think I had like my phone in there. I had water. I don't know what else we kept in there. Maybe a book. Just like the remote. That's also nice because it can get lost in the bed. So some kind of bed basket. And then a water bottle. So get a big Stanley and make that your post-op. It doesn't have to be a Stanley, but you know what I'm saying. Get a big water bottle. Make that your post-op water. Okay? Because you need to be tracking how much liquid you're drinking, and really you need to make sure you're staying hydrated. So if you keep one like that, this is Emma's post-op water, you know how many ounces of fluid you're drinking to make sure you're getting enough water in. I think that's like really, really helpful. Okay, on to the next section, the day of surgery. Number 1, like I said, wear a zip up, something comfortable that you're going to be able to get there and get home in. Make sure you bring clean underwear for after the surgery. They're going to tell you all this information, but you can't have any jewelry on, no makeup, so make sure everything is very clean. And then what I would suggest for your hair is having it be clean before you go in, so that way, at least for the next week, you don't feel like it's like filthy. Like don't go into surgery with day 4 hair. Like have clean hair when you go to surgery. because you might not want to shower or wash your hair for a second, because it's really takes a lot of effort to shower after surgery. So what I would suggest is doing 2 braids like this. So that way, and have them come around to the front. So that way you can lay your head flat onto a pillow for surgery, for after surgery, and put them into where they're like pretty tight. And then you can leave your hair like that for a while, because it's a pain in the butt. Like if you just put your hair in like a low ponytail, it's gonna get matted. It's gonna get so gross. It could get fluid in it. Like, just, I'm telling you, the 2 braids on clean hair is the best way to go into surgery. And then make sure before you leave the house, before your surgery, that your recovery room is set up. Have your pillows ready to go. Have the clean sheets ready to go. You may, depending on if your surgeon puts in tubes or not, you may leak. So what we did is I bought like a really cheap pair of like thin sheets that were cooling. And then I bought a mattress cover for the mattress that I recovered on. So I put the mattress cover on and then the clean, cheap sheets. So that way, if I leaked, I wasn't worried about it. So just be aware. You can put a towel down underneath you or a towel over your pillows, but if it's a possibility that you could leak on your bed. Have your notebook, have your bed basket, have water, have any kind of food that you like that's easy to eat and high in protein. Have it. Like, we had ingredients for protein shakes ready to go. Soup is really easy to eat. Just kind of have some good food. Like, make sure you're stocked up on food so that you, like, things that are kind of easy to eat that you would like and that have some nutrition in them. Of course, you can have some like chips and other types of food, but make sure you have a good amount of like meal options that you either can just like throw in the microwave that are easy. And that's kind of it for a day of surgery, for like showing up. Then the surgeon and everybody else is going to take care of it. Most of them, if you feel really anxious about the surgery, sometimes when you get to the surgery place, they'll ask you how you're feeling and if you want some medication to kind of help you chill out a little bit. I don't remember what the medicine was, but that's also an option. So just be open communication with your surgeon. If you're having a lot of anxiety, let them know. If you're not, if you're feeling fine, let them know that as well. Like, just give them as much information as you can, and they will take it from there. Normally before the surgery, they're going to come in, they're going to mark on your chest with some like Sharpie. They'll get you all suited up. You go into surgery. It literally feels like you take a nap. Like, that's how I can describe it. It's like all of a sudden you're waking up from a nap that you don't remember falling asleep for. So the surgery part of it for me was not the scary part. I wasn't like, if that's what you're worried about, the actual surgery, that's not the hard part at all. So you'll wake up from surgery, you'll stay there for however long their post-op care is, and then typically that day they send you home, and then you have to come back the next day. So that's the day of surgery, and that's more of the surgeon's day, right? You just kind of have to come in your outfit, no makeup, hair braided, and then you're good. The big part is, which is part 3 of this video, recovery. What is recovery like? How long does it take you to recover? When will I be able to be me again? How much work do I need to take off? I hear you. I get it. It's a lot of things to coordinate. I would say you're going to be down and out, like bedridden, for 5 days. I think that's very fair to say for most people, for most recoveries. Day 5, you're going to feel a little bit better. You probably could be left alone for a few hours. You most likely will be off of your pain medication. You'll probably just be taking maybe like a muscle relaxer to sleep. By day 5, you kind of got down how to get in and out of bed. The first day and day 2 after the surgery is going to be the most painful, the hardest. You just went through surgery. It's a big deal. Your body just went through a traumatic experience. So I'm not going to tell you that like it's not going to hurt, but what helps in recovery is stay on top of your medications. For me, the pain medicine knocks me out. So I slept through the first 2 days pretty much. When I was awake, I was in pain, but if you stay on top of your meds, you are going to be okay. Okay. In those moments, you're going to feel a lot of pain, but afterwards, even when you get to day 5, you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe how quickly my body has like recovered. So the first 2 days are hard, but if you stay on top of your medications, that's why it's so important to have somebody there, because when you're on pain pills, cannot be responsible for making, like, because you'll forget, like, oh, did I take it? So you have to have somebody there to take care of you. This is personal advice. This is not medical advice. Do not look at your boobs without your bra on. Don't look at them. I would give yourself at least a week before you stand in front of the mirror, bare chested, and look at yourself. And that's for mental reasons, okay? Your body is so tired. You're in pain. You are going to have negative thoughts about your body the first time you see your boobs. Every single person that I've talked to, when they first see their chest, it's like crazy, okay? That's normal. Your body was one way for 20 something years. However old you are, your mind was used to seeing your body like that every time you looked in the mirror. And then one day you wake up and it's completely different. Of course you're going to be in shock. Of course you're going to be having like, oh my gosh, was that the right decision? Like, just know it's so normal to hate it at first. I hated my boobs. I thought my stomach looked huge. I thought my arms looked huge. I'm like, oh my gosh, he made them way too small. It's so normal to think that your chest looks too small. So knowing that is nice. Even if you know that it's normal to feel that way, it's still going to be this like world shattering thing when you first look at your chest. So just know it's okay. It's normal, but I would not look at your chest while you're in the depths of recovery, because it's not helpful. Of course, you are going to have to look down at your boobs in your bra, and like you're going to be able to kind of see what's going on. But I'm talking like when you're about to get in the shower, don't look in the mirror. Like, just get in the shower. The incisions look scary. Don't look until you're really ready to do it. Okay. Walking is really important. Your surgeon will tell you this after because of blood clots and stuff. I know it's going to be so hard to get up and walk, but do it. That will help you recover more. How much you like get up and like just walk from one end of the room to the other and back, like that helps so much in how quick you are able to recover, because your blood's flowing. Like, it just helps. So I know it's easy to just want to stay in bed because you're in so much pain, but get up and walk. So I would say 5 days, you're kind of like back to, like, you're still in bed most of the day, but you at least know what's going on. You can get up and like go get yourself some water if you needed to. You're probably going to be off the pain medicine. You'll be still taking maybe some to sleep. I would say you could, if you have like a desk job, you could probably go back to work like a week and a half to 2 weeks later. I would say 2 weeks, give yourself 2 weeks fully, and then you can always go back earlier if you need to. But I feel like the 2 week mark is when I was able to like put clothes on, get out of the house, like do things that I needed to do. Working out and all that stuff, I'm not going to tell you how long it's going to take you to get back into working out. It's all dependent on your surgeon and your recovery. So some people will take like 3 or 4 months, some people like 6 weeks. Like, it doesn't, like, there's so many different things that people tell you. So just really refer to your surgeon on the working out stuff and the movement, and they will kind of tell you what you can do. Most of the time you can get back into doing legs and like walking pretty quickly after the surgery. But then things as like arms or like holding your body weight, like that's going to be uncomfortable for a while. I'm trying to think of anything else for recovery timeline. You are going to have to be in your surgical bra for a while. So you do kind of have to plan your outfits around it. So if you like are going to go back to work and you're worried, like, I wouldn't wear anything tight over it because you'll be able to see that it's a surgical bra. So just things to think about, like for after, maybe you want to get a new work top that's a little bit more flowy, so that you're comfortable and that it hides the surgical bra. I think that's kind of it for recovery. Let's get into the last part of the video because I've just been yapping away. The last thing is, how do I feel years later? So it's actually over 6 years now. And what do I feel like my boobs look like? How do they feel? How is the scarring, right? The scarring is a big thing that everybody asks about. With everything that may be a little bit negative that I'm about to say, I would still go back and do it again. It is the best thing I think I've ever done for myself. I feel so much better. My clothes fit so much better. even through weight gain and gaining my boobs back a little bit, I still feel like they're way perkier than they ever would have been without the surgery. But I guess here's what I would say. 6 years later, do I still have scarring that's visible? Yes. I did not massage my scars with lotion nearly enough post-surgery because I was just like, okay, my boobs look good. It's fine. Like, I'm like, I don't care. If you're like really anal about, you really don't want any scars to show, massaging with like lotion and stuff post-surgery once you're cleared to do so does help. I didn't do that. My scars do not bug me. The only time so the scars around the nipple and down the front, there's no scarring left because the friction from your bra and stuff after will flatten those out. The only place where you can see my scars is right here. So like there's like a line like this over here, and there's a line like this. The only time that shows is if I'm in a string bikini. Besides that, in my day-to-day life, my scars never show. It doesn't bother me when I'm naked. I do not care that I have a little scar. And to be honest, like it's just like people don't really pay attention that much. So I don't know why everybody's like so worried about the scars. Like, who cares? Like, literally, who cares? Not me. Will your boobs come back with weight gain? Was a big question that I kept getting. Yes. Like anything, if you gain weight, your body will get bigger. Your boobs are now not immune to ever growing. Like, if you gained 100 pounds, your boobs are going to get bigger with it. Will they get as big as they used to? No. I feel like I've gained 50 pounds, 70 pounds, 80 pounds since my surgery, and my boobs have never gotten back to the point that they were before. They've gotten bigger, but they never have gotten as saggy and as big. So, yes, I would say they will get bigger if you gain weight, but they also will get smaller if you lose weight. So, that's just like, that doesn't change just because of the surgery. I think that some people going into a breast reduction surgery, they think that their results are going to give them the results of a implant boob surgery. It's not. Your boobs will not stay perfectly round. Your boobs will not stay perfectly perky. Like a lot of people who get a breast reduction, most of us don't have a lot of volume up here on the top of our chest because our chest is so heavy. So our volume of our boob falls to the bottom of our boobs. That doesn't change. Like you can see me now, like my boob, if I had a fake boobs, there would be volume here, right? Because there'd be an implant up here. But because it's just your body fat, it's still going to sit like a natural boob would sit. Does that make sense? I think that some people think, because after surgery, your boobs will look a little fake. They'll look really nice and round. But as they settle in, they're going to look like normal, natural. Like they'll still have some sag to them over the years. So if that's not the results you want, if you want something that has a lot of volume up here, maybe you look into getting a reduction and an implant. That's also an option. But I just think that's like a disclaimer because I think sometimes people get in their head that they're going to have the perfect round chest, and you will at the beginning, but once they settle in, they will not stay like that, especially with working out and running and just gravity. Like they're not going to stay perky forever. Trying to think of anything else that I feel 6 years later. I just think it's from my experience, which I had a pretty easy recovery. I really liked my surgeon. I think the one regret I have, like I said earlier in the video, is I wish I would have lipoed my sides because of how my body now carries weight. I do feel like it would have been beneficial to kind of like flatten out the sides of my body just by my chest because the lipo just is right there. But I went to a surgeon in Kansas. They didn't offer lipo at that time as an option. So no, I don't regret. Like I just wish I would have, like I had the knowledge I do now to ask for it. Cause I'm sure they would have done it. And it's not that I can't like go back in and get it, but I'm like, who cares now? Like it's fine. I like my body. Anybody who is close to me who asks if they should get a breast reduction, I tell them to do it. I think if it is something that weighs on your mind, really affects the way you dress, the way you work out, all those things, I think it is so worth it. I think you will thank yourself as long as you really prepare pre-op and have a good crew to help take care of you after and a good surgeon. Like, you're going to be in my position like I am now 6 years later, being like, oh, thank goodness I did it. I love the way I look. I love the way I feel. Like, it just is, it's life-changing for real. So if you've been thinking about getting a breast reduction, let this be your sign. Oh, one last thing before I end the vlog off. People do ask, can you still breastfeed after? Because I got my boobs done before I ever had children. I still don't have children. There is a chance that you may not be able to breastfeed after, but that's just part of the side effects of the surgery. I don't know if I'm going to be able to breastfeed until my children, like, obviously get here and I try to do it. So just know it is a possibility that you can't breastfeed. But I don't know what the percentages are like on that. And my surgeon didn't act like super concerned about it. And you can always feed your baby with formula. Like, it's not the end of the world. So I don't know. I feel like if you are like me, you're in your 20s, you don't have children. If you have the mindset of I'm going to wait to have kids and then get it done, I think that's the silliest thing. We only have one life to live. What if you don't even end up having kids? Like, you don't know what your future is. So if it's something you want to do, inquire about it, feel it out. I'm so happy I did it. That when I did, my life in my 20s has been, I'm just happy I did it. So I think that's everything. I'm sure there's questions that I missed because there's a lot of questions that surround this topic. So if there's anything that I missed, comment below. I will be in there commenting back to you guys. And if we need a little follow-up part 2, we will do that. But thank you for tuning in today. I drop a video every Sunday here on my channel. And I think that's it. You can follow me over on Instagram and TikTok at Emma.Arletta. And I will see you guys next week. Bye, girls.